Skagen is a town renowned for its natural beauty and light that stretches endlessly over the sea. So much so that it inspired a group of painters to flood the city. Let's jump right in and I'll show you exactly why they were so inspired. Hi everyone, I'm Leslie and I travel the world looking for everything different, unique, and extraordinary. And I'm so happy that you are here with me to go check out Skagen, Denmark. We've just left Bruges, Belgium, which if you haven't watched that video, you have to go back and watch it. And we absolutely loved it. And we had such a great day that we're on a high, kind of buzzing from Bruges. So Skagen has big shoes to fill. But now it's time to explore Skagen. We love these ports where the ship docks right basically in the city center. And here in Skagen is basically no different. We decide to walk. They do have a local shuttle that will pick people up at the cruise port and take them into Old Town, but it's not that far. This little Skagen might be small, but it's brimming with stories, history, and surprises at every turn. It just feels so quaint here. It's sweet, it's local, and just comfortable. We wander through the town, the shops, we see the traditional architecture with the iconic red clay tile roofs. It's all just so charming. Our first stop is in the Swedish Seaman's Church. It's a refreshing change from the ornate Roman and Spanish churches we've been seeing along our trip. This is a simple, nautical themed little sanctuary, beautifully reflecting the town's seafaring heritage. And remember this little Seaman's Church, because we'll come back to it for a sweet little stop. As we wander through town, we're greeted by this bright yellow motel anchor house. The town center is not very big. It's the traditional, shops and restaurants and bars. It's so vibrant. This motel kind of gives you an idea. Everything's bright yellow and orange. It's just this warm tone, inviting atmosphere, incredible strawberries, and they were everywhere here. A quick stop in the candy shop too, where we spotted them making handcrafted little candies. They were engaging the kids and the tourists as they were making the candies. There's so much to love in this quaint little Danish town. Of course, no trip to Skagen would be complete without a stroll by the marina. And check out that statue. It's a perfect reflection of the town's mix of coastal heritage and modern charm, and kind of just sets off the whole marina here. So remember the Seaman's Church that I spoke about earlier? We had a little heartfelt moment unfold when we came back through town to head back to the cruise ship. There's two ladies in this Seaman's Church that are so warm and welcoming. Their genuine hospitality just so warmed our hearts. And if you've watched my videos, you've seen that my grandmother has been just a huge part of our adventures around the world. She's on my shoulder in spirit everywhere, all day, all the time. And here in this little Skagen church, we could so feel her, because she used to make lefse. She was Swedish, and she used to make lefse. And if you know what lefse is, it's kind of like these potato pancakes for her church back in Colorado. And they had a very similar setup. And so seeing these two little ladies in here, they had this homemade vanilla cake. They had these kanelboller, which were these little Swedish cinnamon buns. And I actually make bolla for Roy as a Norwegian kind of sweet bun. These were cinnamon. They were just so good. And then they had these little shortbread cookies that are special because they roll them in pink sugar. And then Roy started talking to them in his Norwegian and they're Swedish, and they were just so excited to have this conversation with him, and watching it all unfold, it just warmed my heart. These rolls and these little cookies and this cake were so good that I looked up some of the recipes to make at home. I absolutely loved the warmth and kindness of these women, this little church, this little place, our moment there. It was just really sweet. We continue to explore around Skagen and we make our way to Skagen Kirk. It's undeniably beautiful church with a rich history. And we had a moment in the courtyard with this little guy. Now I've seen Roomba vacuums or, like robotic vacuums that, vacuum your carpet, but I've never seen one that's a mower. So we actually stood here and watched it for a long time because it was funny. And then, of course, once you see one, then you see a whole bunch, because then throughout Scandinavia, we saw a whole bunch of these mowers. There's so much more to do in Skagen. For the adventurous, Råbjerg Mile is a must-see. It's an enormous shifting sand dune that feels like a natural wonderland. Then there's the Råbjerg Lighthouse, which offers breathtaking views, of course, of the whole coastline. And you can take a quick ride from the beach bus, which takes you to the Grenen Sandbar, where the Baltic and North Sea meet in this dramatic display of nature. We had originally thought that we were going to do that and walk out to the lighthouse, but we were enjoying this little town. And to be honest, there's not a lot there. It's a seaport, but I don't know. It just gave us such a warm hug that we kind of just didn't want to leave. We just hung out in the town and wandered around and into the shops with the strawberries and the little ladies in the church. And we were having such a sweet day that we didn't want to leave. But if you're in the area and you have time and you are willing to walk out or take the little beach bus, those could be options. We always love spotting the flags on the Serenade as we come back to the port from exploring whatever we did for that day. The US flag's always flying on the Serenade, but then proudly alongside the US flag, they always fly the host country. And like such a honor to the port, and a thank you to the country for just sharing their cities with us. And I love seeing them, and I haven't caught all of them as we've been sailing, but this one just, yeah, I wasn't gonna miss it. My heart is so full today. We just had such a beautiful day, and we came back with some Danish snacks. So of course we have to have Danish snack time.
Today is our first feat in Denmark. So now it's time for Denmark snacks. Okay, so first up, havflager.
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 Spelled like Brett Favre, but you say the R in front of the V.
Havflager.
Yeah.
All right. They look kind of like coconut cookies, but not sure what they are. Smell good. It's a flat little, looks like a cookie thing. There's some hot tea. That is the jammy.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm not sure what that is. It tastes like flour and sugar and butter.
It's butter cookie.
Yeah.
Butter biscuit. Very good.
But it's super. I think it's Paul Hollywood would love the snap.
As good as it is.
Sure. Next up is dime. I think this might be toffee.
I can't help you there.
I'm sorry for everyone that lives in Denmark when I can't say your awesome snack names. Hard in the middle. Ooh, it is toffee. Bring on. Do you like toffee? I'll give you the little piece then. I think that'd be horrible for your teeth, but I'm a toffee fan.
Right.
Thank you, Dime.
It's okay.
All right. Next up is this is in English butter biscuit, and I don't normally get anything that's in English, but check that out. It's a cracker covered in chocolate. Okay, now.
It's a bootleg Kit Kat. More chocolate than graham cracker in the middle.
Oh,
It's okay.
Ritter Sport. That was
okay.
disappointing. I was
It's
really
alright.
hoping it was going to be that salty sweet.
It's okay.
Yeah, that was disappointing.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. These are from Anglemark, and I have no idea. It says Magex.
It sounds like IKEA furniture.
They're like little rice. It's like rice on the bottom and then chocolate on the top.
Alright, let's go half. Alright, good snack. I'm not optimistic.
It's a rice cake with chocolate on it.
Yeah. I think after a while this might get addicting though. If you keep eating it, like a chocolate covered pretzel.
It does actually. We're still eating it, so
Yeah.
I don't know why that works.
Because it's not that
rice
heavy.
cake is
Because
like,
it's very light.
eh.
It's very light. It
The
just
chocolate's
kinda,
like,
Yeah.
Together they're both, But you go back.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah.
So thank you for those. It's kind of a, I don't know, 3 out of 4. Thank you, Denmark.
And as we say goodbye to Skagen, our captain sees a ship coming our way that's manned by his best friend. So we have to say a sweet hello as we pass. And the idea is that we would blow our horn and then friend would blow his, but we were waiting and he didn't, or we couldn't hear it. But it was just fun because the captain was so excited to see him and cross paths with him. We absolutely adored our captain on the Ultimate World Cruise. It's Captain Stig on the Serenade of the Seas. For any of you cruisers out there, you know Captain Stig. And he just took us under his wing. He called us his sailors and was so informative and so excited to see the world together with us. Yeah, absolutely loved him. So what'd you think of the video today? Have you been to Skagen? If you haven't been to Skagen, but you've been to Denmark, where in Denmark have you been? I love your comments. I love your feedback about the videos. So please put your comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, because next up we are going to stop in Warnemünde, Germany. And the intention of this port is really to give people an opportunity to go to Berlin in Germany, although we choose to stay in the port and check out Warnemünde. And we spent a significant time in Germany at Oktoberfest and we loved it. We had an absolute blast at Oktoberfest. Side note, if you've never been to Oktoberfest in Germany, you absolutely need to put that on your bucket list. It is an experience you can't miss. So we are kind of reminiscing about our Oktoberfest visit, and so we're excited to get back to Germany and just, yeah, check it out. Warnemünde is kind of this coastal, locals go there kind of for beach weekend. And so it's fun, it's light, it's vibrant, it's beach. Yeah, it's cool. So it's a video you don't want to miss. So don't forget to subscribe. Be sure to hit the bell. It'll notify you when I post the videos. Don't forget to put your comments about Denmark and Skagen below, anything about the video today. I so appreciate you. I appreciate you being here, part of my journey. And until Warnemünde, Germany, bye for now.